Free State has just released its latest crime statistics, and while there are some encouraging signs, including a drop in murder and stock theft, a disturbing case has overshadowed the numbers. The kidnapping of Kamogelo Baukaudi, a grade 11 learner from the Marti du Plessis Special School, has sent shockwaves through the province. Even more troubling is the arrest of a police officer from the anti-gang unit in connection with the Kamogelo's disappearance. To help us understand the broader crime landscape and the latest on this urgent case, we are now joined by the Free State Police Commissioner, Lieutenant General Baile Motswenyane. Lieutenant General, a very good morning to you. Thank you so much for making time for us this morning. Some progress seems to have been made, especially when it comes to violent crime as well as murder.
Good morning and to yourself and the viewers. What I can say, Aldrin, is that for the Free State, for the last quarter of the financial year, out of 17 community reported crimes, we managed to reduce 15 of those crimes, only 2 went up. And I'm very pleased to say that our murder case is one of the cases of the crimes which increased. The challenge we still have as the Free State is on sexual offences. As you know that our rapes went up for the last quarter of the financial year.
Yeah, and what would you attribute that 2.4% increase in sexual violence-related crimes to?
When you look at the category of sexual offences, we managed to reduce, because when you talk about sexual offences, you talk about contact sexual offences, you talk about your rapes. So out of that category is the rapes which went up. And what I want to say, Aldrin, is that for the last quarter, we started to engage with the communities. We had 603 individuals in our police stations where we are identifying them as hotspots, out of which 31,397 participants were reached.
Yeah, and again, GBV at the center of this, with domestic cases as well, we see an increase of around the 3.1% in cases reported there.
When you look at our rapes, Aldrin, is that most of them, they happened indoors. It's either at the residence of the perpetrators or the victims themselves. That's why we embarked on the awareness campaigns where we are sensitizing ladies and kids how to take care of themselves. At the same time as the province, we are saying that it is high time that the men must take a lead. They must be the ones going out and talking to other men. As you know that most of the perpetrators are men. We have Men for Change in the SAPS, where men in the province, they have taken a commitment to say, they have made that commitment to say that they are going to go out there and talk to other men. As we know that we have been going around the province also having tavern in business, where we are talking to the men who are visiting taverns, even the ladies, to say that how to behave, and also to say that responsible drinking is very key.
Then let's speak about the crimes relating to rural areas and rural communities who are vulnerable. Of course, we know with the stock theft that's a major issue. How's the province doing when it comes to that? The MEC for Community Safety saying that one of the issues that they are currently facing and picking up is the underreporting of stock theft.
As the police will be talking about cases which were reported, and I want to say that as the Free State, we have been doing well in terms of stock theft, even though we are still having challenges around that. We have been engaging our communities, looking at the brand marking, because the brand marking is also a challenge. Some of the farm owners, they are also employing people, they don't even know where they are coming from. That's where the challenge is, but we want to say that we are on that case with the stock theft unit and we are winning the battle.
Yeah, staying with rural areas and crimes in rural areas, when the minister released the crime statistics with the National Police Commissioner, they indicated that there were 6 farm-related killings that had taken place during the period under review, and one of those come from the Free State. How's the Free State doing when it comes to farm attacks specifically, considering, of course, that this has been part of a national and global conversation about the so-called white genocide that is taking place?
We have joined hands with the farming communities where we are having our blue and white light patrols. where as the police and the communities will be patrolling the farm areas together. And the E2 project is also very helpful in relation to the cameras we are being using to do activation when there are farm attacks. And the one matter we are talking about, it was in Paris. We managed to arrest suspects, and as we are speaking, they are still in detention.
All right. And then on the case of 19-year-old Kamogelo Baukudi, the officer that was arrested, we understand that the police were saying that they're still searching for another individual as well, a suspect in this case. How far are you with regards to this matter?
What I can say to you, sir, is that we are in a critical stage as the police. The multidisciplinary team, as we are speaking, they are still sitting down there in Mangaung, and we are very much convinced that soon we are going to get Kamohelo back.
Yeah, and then speak to us, Provincial Police Commissioner, about having a police officer being involved in such a crime. Well, allegedly, but that's the case that the police has also brought before the courts. What does this tell us about rogue elements within the system itself?
That one is very sad, sir, but I want to say too that as the Provincial Commissioner, I will never allow the corrupt members to be part of the system. As you know that we are working hard with other members to make sure that we protect the image of the organization. And such members, that's why once we picked up that member was involved, we arrested him and he appeared and he's still he appeared before court and he's still in detention. And we'll work around that member, Aldrin.
Yeah. Is it known, Provincial Police Commissioner, if any other SAPS members could have been involved in this incident? Is that part of your investigation?
It's part of the investigation, Aldrin. And I don't want to divulge much, as I don't want to hamper investigation we have already done thus far.
Okay, thank you so much for your time, Lieutenant General Baile Motswenyane, who is the Free State Provincial Police Commissioner.